Okay, so another week, another release. I must confess that I lied to you. I said we will not make any major release during the summer, and we did a major release.
Laura's delighted.
I'm sorry. Okay, so the last one. Sorry.
Running very well, so I'm fine. Everything's going very well.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, so the release from today is 1.31, and it has a lot of minor and some major improvements. Still focused on usability, ease of use, and killing the bugs. I'm also working on updating the brochure because we have a 20-page brochure that is available on the website, but it's getting a little bit outdated, and it was lacking some information. So it's going into a 24-page brochure that will be released soon. So you will get a new version of the brochure, and I will do, as always, an A4 version for Europe and the US letter version for US. It will be a brochure that you can print or give out as PDF to the people interested in BioCoherence. One of the new things in the brochure will be that we will start speaking about the new device, which is called the Harmonizer, which will be released in October for the summit. And we discussed with Steven that maybe we should give, as an incentive, one free device for every people coming to the summit. So it could be a good way for you to offset the cost of coming to the summit. The device will be priced 329 euros each. You can buy two devices to work with two frequencies at once if you want, but that's an option. That's just an upgraded modality. And what is really interesting with this device is it will be driven in real time by BioCoherence to emit electrical frequencies on your skin, or the patch that you put on the skin, that will be harmonious with the audio frequencies that are played. So I think it will be the first device in the world that will do this kind of merging between audio frequencies and electrical frequencies applied to the body. It will act somehow like a huge, bass booster that will play some electrical frequencies in resonance with all the audio frequencies that you play, and it should enhance dramatically the harmonic boosts. When we use two devices, it will be guided on screen to tell you where you have to put the devices on the screen according to some TCM points or some muscles or whatever you want to target. And with two devices, we can do some cross frequencies, electrical cross frequencies, for which we have some protocols that are really, really very powerful to unlock some specific problems. So we go far beyond classical physiology problems that we do with PEMF or TENS or things like that, because we integrate it deeply with the BioCoherence algorithms. So I think it will be a really interesting device. Yes, Dan. Your camera is off. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Hi. I was finishing my breakfast.
Okay.
The two sensors, when you say concurrent, or when you have a combo, in other words, playing two things,
Yeah.
would that be something that I could use with some of the devices I have, like Fire, or is it just specifically coded for what the devices you're talking about?
If you can. Well, the problem with the Fire is that we don't have a real-time output with it, so we cannot control it in real time. So maybe if you prepare a specific harmonic boost program, for instance, you export it for the Fire, and then you play it in the app and in the Fire, and drive the harmonizer at the same time. But it's kind of a fringe use, I think. The main use will be that, the ideal way is that BioCoherence can control everything in real time. So when we can do that, we can be sure that all the frequencies are sent in resonance within with each of them. But somehow, if you play a program with the harmonizer and you play the same harmonic boost at the same time with the fire ray, you will get some kind of harmonious actions between the two. So you should have some very good effects too.
Well, even if I don't use the fire ray, which is now back for updates, the CPU, but the plasma fire BioCoherence can control
Yes.
in
Yes.
real life. And I use that. I'm using that now. And
yeah, and it's fine because this kind of devices, we have other devices like that that one of our users sent us, which are devices that they put Tesla coils inside. So it's kind of the same of the what's the name of Dan's device?
well, it's well, he has the piezo fire
Yes,
discs.
that's it.
I'm also using those.
Yes, the piezo fire, which is a very good device, and this one is plugged into the audio output, so we can drive it in real time. So you can use the piezo fire on some points and the harmonizer at other points, which will have different physical effects, but with the same frequencies in real time again. So I think with this kind of combination, you should have really, really good results.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, BioCoherence added to anything is just so powerful to that device. At least that's been my experience, put it that way.
Yeah. Okay, great.
In fact, I'm thinking of just using the phi ray with the basic negentropic phase conjugation, not running BioCoherence through it, just using it strictly as phase conjugation.
Yes.
And oh man.
Yes, I think you can use any other device like that that would add some bass grounding, for instance, or I don't know. You can use something that use essential oils or light therapy or anything, and play the harmonic boost at the same time, and you should see some really interesting cross effects for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for that.
And Leon, you had a question?
Yes.
Yes. Hi.
So how you doing? It's been a while. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
The inputs. So are you able to plug your own tens pad in? So obviously he was speaking about the piezo fire, or this is a cable which your tens cable, which is, I think you said it's got a Tesla coil plus a speaker.
It's not. It's in fact because if you want to use Tesla coils or things like that, you can use this kind of devices or this one maybe. Sorry. Yeah. So there are several devices like Dan's device or other devices that can transduce our audio waves into a Tesla coil or something like that. So this device do exist on the market, and we didn't need to do another device. What we did is that we took an existing device that has already an FDR and MDR certifications, so it can be used in medical practices. And we added on top of that a way to encode our own frequencies on top of it. So this is a medically certified TENS device that we can control in real time. And I don't know if you had a look to it, but I can show you how it looks. Let me just share another screen. How do I do that?
Leon, are you talking about adding multiple devices?
Yes.
You know,
okay. So it looks like that,
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, so the device is more like that. It has some outputs which are pads where you put electrogels, or it has an integrated output like that. And you have also other solutions. Sorry, I'm trying to switch my screen. Yes, you have other extensions. It doesn't work. I have to change it here. Okay, so you have other extensions. So with the main device, you have one electrode that is large like that, and two electrodes small, and you have an accessory pack with shoulder electrodes, back electrodes, and so on. And the device is controlled via Bluetooth. It's a low energy Bluetooth. and the Bluetooth is only used to tell the device to switch frequencies. So there is almost no electromagnetical pollution from the Bluetooth, because it just sends every few seconds a very, very short phrase, and the rest of the time it's silent on the Bluetooth side. And you see it has an integrated battery, and it's very small, so it can just be controlled by the app from the smartphone or from the computer.
And how long was the wire? So I'm imagining if I put it in my pocket, does the wire extend to my shoulder or something, or do you have to move?
Probably not, but it's a standard USB-C socket, so you can just buy a USB-C extension, you know. So the wires are probably something like 30 centimeters long, so not enough to go from your pocket to your shoulder. But you can buy on Amazon or anywhere else a short USB-C extension and put it from this place, you know.
So
My next. By the way, this device looks incredible, and the fact that you went down the medical route, you know, it being certified is incredible as well. So, yeah, I don't mind it not. Yeah, obviously you have to make decisions when you're designing, and absolutely over the Tesla codes, and you know, doing some more weird science stuff. So,
and again, you can use Tesla coils besides this device by just using the audio output of your device.
Yeah, exactly.
And it will add some things, because the frequencies emitted will not be the same, but it will be for the same programs, so it will be enhancing each other.
So exactly.
So could I ask another question about Bluetooth?
Yes, just I'm not sure that Leon was finished.
Oh, sorry, Leon.
Yeah, I'd say final question. I just want to make sure I actually got it clear, because I'm always trying to find out how it's different from what's on the market. And I think the main thing that you said is the difference is that it does a real-time scan of your energetics, just like how you would normally take 5 minutes. It's doing it in real time. And in real time, also, it's then playing back harmonizing or coherence frequencies.
Yes.
That's what the differentiator is from a Healy's device or some of these other devices.
Yes, it's also much cheaper. From here.
Incredible.
Yeah,
it sounds incredible.
Yeah, if you are interested in a Healy, for instance, this device is like half the price of the entry-level Healy, so the one that doesn't have a lot of programs, but it has much more capacities, especially when you pair it with a sensor and with all the programs that we have inside BioCoherence.
Yeah, that's all my questions. I've got a shot. Thank you.
Yes, Dan.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to elaborate on that more, what Leon asked, because I didn't understand. So the Bluetooth device that you just showed us, which I believe that you said that it stores the frequencies on internally. So the Bluetooth communication.
It plays, yes. It's a standalone emitter of frequencies. So the Bluetooth only tells him to change the current emitting frequencies.
So Leon had asked if those patches are if you can use those patches like a sensor to pick up, in other words, your body sings through that device you just showed us to the software. So in other words, you won't have to use the 2-thumb sensor, the sensor light.
No, it's not true. It's really two different devices. This one is just an emitter, and the sensor is just a recorder. So it's like an ecosystem. You need the sensor to measure your body electrical activity, and you need this device to stimulate your body electrical activity on specific frequencies. So
okay, that's the question I had.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, I would just like to say that I'm grateful for Christine stepping in to work with Michael.
Oh, yes.
you know, I'm grateful, you know, but you know, my light's just a matchstick. You know, Christine's like the big candle. So I mean, that's, you know, she's like a walking MRI. I'm really amazed at her gifts and abilities. Anyway, thank you.
But it's great that we can work in a network like that and different customers, and it's great that BioCoherence allows that. So it's a good preview of the future network of pros all around the world.
Also, if anybody could make some, I know Jeff made some suggestions, but Carl, I don't see him. Oh, no, I don't see him. He didn't make the meeting this morning, but he's having, well, he's senior like I am, and he's having memory issues that are plaguing him. And right now I have him just doing the basic, you know, clear mind, basic. I wanted him to do that a couple times before I actually had him do a scan. And I'm hoping, and I haven't tried it yet, but I'm hoping that when you do the personal guide in the basic scan, and he has the Me Expert trial, so he can see everything. And I'm hoping that that when he does the, you know, after you do at least two of the you know, the sessions in the personal guide, it asks you to reevaluate. Is that still an option? And
it's still an option, but it has changed a little bit in the latest version, and it's interesting that you speak about it. Because we had a user that was recording every day, and it led to a very heavy file, and ultimately on crashes on his very small device. He had like an Android device. So we suggested to record only every 7 days and not 2 days. So the icon that will say do a reevaluation will only come after seven personal guide plays and not every other one. So you can still do it if you want manually, but the suggestion will come only every week.
Okay, okay. That's very good because he's new and he probably would load it up. And I have been working with him and said, you know, don't load it up. You know, let's look at these together, and then we can, you know, I'm not going to diagnose his scan, but I am going to work with him so that he's not, you know, adding, you know, and then end up with a you know, 3-hour go into a crash loop. But
well, it's again interesting that you say that, because one thing I wanted to show you is that in the latest version, oh, sorry, I have to change.
Will those be available at the conference?
Yes, that's the point. So in the latest version, when you go to the harmonic boost, so you open any, sorry, you open any harmonic boost, and you have this new option that is measured. So even if you have a 3-hour harmonic boost because you filled it up with many structures and stimuli and so on, you can always click on measure, and that will do a live test with the frequencies that will play for a few seconds. Each of your frequencies will play for a few seconds, and we will measure in real time with the sensor how it goes into your body, and we will decide what a subselection of your harmonic boosts that will play today because you need those frequencies only. And it will be the same modality when you have the harmonizer. You can do a live test, and it will play the frequency in the harmonic boosts and drive the harmonizer for a few seconds and see how your body responds to that, and build a specific program for you that will be valid for today. So it creates this subset that it's the same kind of things when you do focus on energy, for instance, or focus on body or things like that, except it will focus on everything that you need today across your complete harmonic boost.
Wow, that was, you know, that's really what I was asking. I mean, wow. But the measure will be there always, but it won't suggest under the personal guide until you get at least 7.
No, the personal guide changes every day, but the fact that you do a new measure will maybe reorder the priorities, but will not change your resources and priorities. This also will not change your resources and priorities. It will just create a subset of all your harmonic boost programs to make something shorter that only includes the ones that you need today. But by the way, when you do recording with measured, so you start a live test when you click on it. Sorry. And so you will start, you will connect with the device and so on, and you will do a recording. This will create a new section in your recording, and this new section will be exactly the same as if you did a reevaluation. So there are several ways, but BioCoherence remembers each time you use the sensor and creates new sections into your recordings, which can be treated as reevaluations, and which can lead to new evaluations on your curves. So on the balance page or on the progress page, you can see your progress curves. And these progress curves come from all the reevaluations that you do along your journey with one exploration.
Could I ask another question?
Yes, please.
Based on what you just said?
Yes.
So I've been having a lot of problems. I mean, I now have 2 scanners because my very first client just didn't, he fell out. But so I used the sensor, okay? And all the time, I mean, yesterday, I just had gotten out of a bath with magnesium chloride, baking soda, and lavender essential oil. And, it's one of my regular protocols I do. And I mean, there's really no reason why I should not have been very conductive, right? Just because of the alkaline and everything, right? And now when I scan, and this is just me, my body, it always says, relax your grip. And it's like, well, if I relax it anymore, and I'm usually in a focused state when I choose to be in a focused state when I'm doing my scans. It's like, if I relax anymore, I'm going to drop the sensor on the floor.
Maybe you should use electrogel,
Yeah, well, I do have that. And
try with electrogel, and usually it solves everything.
okay,
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying is there a way? And I mean, I know there's a way, but maybe we could focus on that, because when I look at those scans, I'll get 2 or 3 of them. I mean, I'll just stop because I'm not, it's going into quality control a lot. And that's just me, it's not the program. And
use electrogel, and it should enhance dramatically your recording quality.
oh, okay, because I was wondering if there was a way that I could go through, because now when I look at it, I don't remember the name of the module, but it gives you basically like, the little stops, the little screen below when you're scanning next to the stop button, how that will change colors when it's, and it goes into, it'll be a different thing. Well, I was wondering, is it possible to aggregate those and just delete those from the scan?
To remove some parts from your scan, you mean?
Yes.
At some point it was, I have to check if you can do it in progress.
Yes.
I think that's something I wanted to do. Let me check. No, it's not active yet. It will be active at some point when you do, when you are in progress, and you have the different sections, and you can click here on the edit button, and here you should have at some point a button to say hide this section. So it's not yet active, but it's when it will be active, it will be here.
Okay, because if it couldn't happen, I would just say, go ahead, let's, is there a way to delete that instead of hiding it?
Yeah.
Because some of them, I literally stop the scan sometimes after 20 seconds. And
yes, and that's why in this section you should have some option to hide it or delete it. It would be the same anyway, because when you hide it, it will not be taken into account into your different sections.
Yeah, because when I look at that, and especially if I have like 6 or 7 explorations, progression, it just wipes out my number score in the center of the flower. It just, it goes like down to 20 or something, and I know that's not accurate.
Yeah. Okay. So I will see why we didn't put it here, but it will be here at some point. So probably in the next version.
The thing that I'm worried about, if it's hard for me to scan, which, I'm pretty anal, I guess, but my clients are probably having the same problem, the ones that bought the sensor and stuff. And then I'm, getting them to start at the play page. and then from there we can go up, right, instead of understand. But, you know, if they look at it one day and then they, you know, they've got like 74 and then they do a follow-up scan and, you know, maybe they're scanning too much, maybe not, but and then it goes from 74 to 31. It's like, oh my God, am I going to die tomorrow? You know?
Yes, that's
You know,
the drawback of using numbers. It's the drawback of using numbers. And what I see is that when we use numbers, people are really focused on the value of the number. And it can be a good thing, but it can be also not such a good thing. Another thing we did in the last version is that we normalized the evaluation of the lists to 100. Sorry. Okay. We, you know, when you go to, sorry, I will go back to understand again. When you go to list on items or when you open any biomarker, I'm not. Okay. Sorry. So let's open any biomarker. And you will get some frequencies here, and you will get some high impact, medium impact, and so on. And for some of you, you had very, very high numbers here, like 700 or something like that. You know, we saw that last week. So what we did in the latest version is that we normalized this value to 100. It means that if it goes over 100, every other value will go down, so that the highest is never more than 100. Okay, so if it's less than 100, we don't touch it. But as you can see, nothing will go over 100 now because we are just normalizing it between minus 100 and plus 100. Which makes more sense because the fact that we had values like 700 came from the very varying base of the calculations, which doesn't really make sense in an intuitive point of view. It makes sense mathematically, but for you as a user, it makes more sense if we can just keep it between 0 and 100, positive or negative. So that's what we did in the latest version. And by the way, because I see you, TJ, you remember, TJ, last week we spoke about allergies. You remember that? Yeah.
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 Yep.
Okay. And I told you I'm not sure we have frequencies to work specifically on allergies, so I didn't really know how to do that. So I had to scratch my head a little bit. And I came to the conclusion that there is a field where they are very good on allergies, and it's TCM, traditional Chinese medicine.
Yes.
Yes, okay. And where do we have TCM, especially in the receipts with the points? So when you go to energy, entropy, and so on, you know, we have some receipts. So you will see one thing in the latest version is that we dramatically enhanced the number of receipts that are integrated into the app, because we went from a little bit more than 100 receipts to a little bit to around 600 receipts.
So you're saying recipes.
Recipes. Yes, sorry for my shitty accent. Yeah. So recipes. Okay, thank you. So these recipes are focused on many different ways, and one way to find them now, because we don't have a recipe explorer, is that we have added them into structure resonances and stimuli. You know, we have now more than 4,000 different structures here, and if you go into that, and you are into frequencies, and you go to body, energy, or mind, for instance, energy, and you scroll down, you will now see all the TCM points from the
For the end, yes.
Yes, I'm just stopping because they are not here. You know what? I didn't update. So you have to go to settings and to update, because I had to update the list, and I will probably have to, no, 4,600 now. So it's better. Let's see if I have to reload or if it's magical and it works. It's magical and it works. Okay, so just you never know, you know.
We love the magic.
Okay, so now you have a lot of new receipts that are tied to energy, body, and mind. And so, for instance, you can go to body and to women, and you will see some receipts, mostly on menstrual pain, ovarian, painful periods, and so on. And all of these receipts are now computed into one harmonic boost that is the total of all the acupuncture points that are used into the receipt, but together, okay? So we are doing some kind of a mix of all the acupuncture points that are used into this receipt. And you can see we have a lot of different receipts. So if you go to mind, for instance, you will get the mood. You will get, I don't know, sleep, emotional, and so on. So this, all of these receipts are probably new ways of addressing problems, and especially if you want to go on allergies, you can just search, and you have to go to body, probably allergies, okay? And now you will see this folder with 63 new receipts tied to allergies, and I hope it can help you, TJ, because it's probably what you were looking for last week. And it didn't exist last week, but I'm happy to say it does exist this week. So please try it. You can just add them to your priorities. For instance, food allergy. You just click here, and it's added to your priorities, and it's added to your Harmonic Boost program.
Was there one that was put up on a basic program too?
And you can put them on a basic program too.
Do that? Yeah, okay.
You can do it. And now, to test, you can just click here. But if you want to get more information, you can just click on it, and it will open our new biomarker information that is unified across structures, stimuli, TCM receipts, and list items. So you just click on it, and you get information on what are the points, what it is used to, and some interesting information like avoid SPC6 in pregnancy, for instance. So you are encouraged to read this text to see if it applies to you or not. And if you find it applies, you just click here like every other biomarker to add it to your exploration or to your basic program.
So could I ask another question if you're done, TJ?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is very powerful. And I was having to do this, especially with traditional Chinese medicine. I was having to look for every single, like on the meridian, there are several acupuncture points on the meridian, and they don't all go to the same, to the same subsystems.
Yeah.
So this is very powerful, but it was a way that I could look, it just makes it quicker because me, I'm always mind, shadow, drive, right?
Yeah, but
And
look at that. Look at this.
top.
Look at this new search anything that we have put on top. This solves a lot of problems because you can just enter allergies or click on your history to click on allergies, and you get instantly everything that we have in the app that is related to allergies.
That is so powerful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if you want to expand it, you click on stimuli and you will get more information. If you click on structure, you will get more information. Okay. And now you see we have much more information on allergies than last week because we have all these TCM receipts that are now live into the app.
And all of those biomarkers that you just listed, it's the second subset that I'm asking for, and this may be doing it. I haven't played around with that particular feature. I've used it, but I haven't played around with it. Is because I'm always trying to figure, I'm not trying to diagnose it, but I mean, in a sense I am, but I'm really looking for, is it in the intestine, is it in the digestive system? Is it, a blockage someplace else? So, the causal chain, in other words, is what I'm saying. That's when I use the causal chain. And before I had to look at each individual little biomarker, and thank you for spreading them out, and then backtrack it through there to see where there's a weakness, or not necessarily a weakness, maybe a blockage or just low energy or very chaotic. And what you've just shown us is, I mean, if it's if it's going to do what I think it's going to do, then wow. I mean, wow. That the BioCoherence now will become the controller for whatever device that they'll have to morph to so that they can use BioCoherence outputs. I mean, that's just so powerful. I mean, it's just very powerful.
Okay, so you see, when I enter digestive, for instance, it will give me everything, but this new universal search is really interesting because what I made is I made a cross search between everything. So, for instance, digestive will first extend to your different screens. It will search every biomarker that is related to digestive, and then it will search every TCM receipt that is related to these different biomarkers. So you will get a lot of information from this, but you will see, for instance, some allergies that could be linked to the digestive system. So it's really, you just enter a keyword and you find a trove of information into this new search anything function, which is really, I think, really the new heart of the system, because you will really find a lot of information here. And
Yes.
you just have to roll over to get the information about the flower, just not to have a lighter screen on the load. But if you want to know how it is into your current recording, you just roll over and it will tell you. And you see the stimuli. Also, you click on the little here and you will find a lot of different stimuli that can be tied to digestive. But it's not only a keyword search. It's really an intelligent search by association,
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. That's it. It helps.
The basic
It helps
programs that you can directly
lessen the
integrate.
strain on my brain.
The different AI helpers that you can talk with. So you really have everything. I think it's really the heart of this new release. The 131 is the new search anything. And you have it here on top of your exploration, but you also have it on the home page. And if you start, for instance, if you close an exploration, so you start again with an exploration closed. And if you start doing something here and you add some items, it will directly create a basic program for you,
Oh, wow. So
you can just add items to, the blue or the red items. Or the white, sorry, the white or the blue items. So this one is a structure. So you can add this one because it's TCM receipt. But you can also add this one, which is a stimulus. You know it because it's blue. Okay. And now if I close my search anything, I have this new harmonic boost that will include everything that I just added. And it will automatically choose a structure if it's not related to the stimulus that you chose. Okay. So if it's related to one of the structures that you already included, it will be added on top of it. But if not, it will add the relevant structure for your different stimuli that you search. So in this way, if you want to create a basic program, I would advise you just go to search anything and you enter some keywords and you just click on it to add the items, and you will add here directly a basic program. And something new, you now have this edit button here on top, which allows you to save directly your basic program from the harmonic boost page, not only from the priorities page, but also from the harmonic boost page.
Could I ask one more question?
Yes, please.
So you know me, I'm going back to mind shadow drives.
Yes.
Okay. So on the constructive and destructive, is there a way to take the aggregate of just the destructive across me inside, me outside, and others? How would I add that as a basic program specifically for a person that
okay, so come again. Now we're on the page.
Okay, so now on the screen you have, can you maybe put me, so I'm not capturing the home screen so we can see your screen, your share?
You should see my screen.
Yeah, like that. Thank you. So now you have, well, it's still always, I don't know, it's still always taking me. Can you guys see his share screen?
Yeah,
When I talk?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Maybe Leon. Uh, what screen are you seeing, Dan?
Well, now I'm seeing you. Well, when I talk, I just see me. When you
Okay, so
switch it,
you have to put my screen in. Yeah, pin it. You have to pin my screen, I think.
I don't understand what I need to do.
You have to sneaker view and you need to pin Médéric's view.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so do you see my screen now?
Okay, here we go. Thank you.
Okay.
I didn't know how to do that. Okay, so now, looking at this, when I look at that screen right there, on the constructive side, for whoever's scan that is, wow, that person's all either in bliss or on a fast track to it. But below the destructive sides, right, are Sipo, you're just showing me. Well, could you scroll the screen more? Because maybe you're already doing it. Oh, there it is right there.
I think you're a little late with me. What do you want to see? The graph?
Well, what I want to do is take I want to make a basic program for either each, me inside separate, me outside separate, and others separate on destructive. Actually, for me, it would be, yeah, they're all destructive because that's how other people are triggering.
Okay, so you just know that in the latest version we have this table with all the different drives as columns. Okay.
Okay.
So now I think it's very easy. If you want to add
Yes.
all them, you just have to click on all them.
Yeah. Perfect. That's what I was.
And then you can do a basic program from the selection of priorities.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And then I would make that, I would pull them and then use the causal chain to see which ones that I might not add. Because that's, again, but you've made my search really easy because I can go to the search now and it'll pull up everything instead of having to go through the causal chain and spread it out.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think this new table is interesting because sometimes this graph is not as clear as it should be, and it might be easier for many to have it just as a table like that. So that's why we have just added the table.
For everybody on this call, at least for me, and this is only from my perspective, but I always start there. I look at their chakras and well, really pretty much they want to look at their chakras, which is fine. But, you can always assess the chakras from the drives page, right? If you just look and see where you're, where the different, how big the blue bar is in destructive. That's also a way. I mean, I had to figure that out by just looking at those particular biomarkers and then looking at the chakra page and doing what Médéric's doing now.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree with that, Dan. That's yeah, I didn't understand it as in depth as when you started talking about it, but that's the where I would always end up because I feel like all the other stuff is more biological, but really when people are coming in, it's because of their life experience, and I think
Yes.
that the momentum pages are what describe their life experience and their relationship and how they're interacting with the world best, and that's usually why people are going in.
Yeah. Well,
Because something may be happening with their body or their physical systems, but really it's about their quality of life. And this is the only thing that I've seen anywhere with any of these technologies that actually address that and give an analysis to it. So it's genius. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah, well,
For sure.
But if you stop and look at it, we're working with frequencies. And even though my physical body is frequencies, everything comes through the etheric field, right? So it's my astral body. I mean, the energy hits your astral body first. That's a further out shell. And as the energy comes down through, it has to go through the different shells. And so it's all energy, but the quickest point to work on that without people even having to understand it is you just look at the etheric side. Because ultimately it's going to turn into an ice cube, frozen light, and that's the physical. But how do you address that? With sound, you address the physical. Sound is more powerful in that respect, but to start the at least for me, to start the diagnosis, it's working with the etheric side. And the only way that I've never seen anything else like this when you go to mind shadow drives. I mean, there's just nothing out there like that, period.
Well, there's another news for you maybe. And if you can see my screen, if you go to Mind, we just made a little change, but I think it's a meaningful change. We had a pretty not working screen that was called Emotions. And this screen is now called Mood and is now working, which is better. And so we just renamed it as Mood because it's much more changing than what you have in drives. Okay, so these 7 moods now have 7 different biomarkers that didn't exist before this release, with some information about it and so on. And so you can also get the same information as always. Does it have? No, it doesn't have yet a meditation, so it's not yet possible to integrate it into the personal guide, but it will be in the next version. And I think it's also a very interesting screen because you should see it moving a lot between the different recordings, or maybe before and after you do something, you should see wild differences here because it's much more mobile and much more dynamic than what you can see in the other screens.
Well,
So I think you will get some interesting information from that too.
Yeah, I did notice that when it said emotions before or whatever, and
Yeah.
In fact, I put a bug in for it. Is this a bug, or it doesn't there because it wasn't drawing anything on the screen.
Yeah, and it was pretty much a forgotten part of the app for months and months. So after your bug report, I looked at it and I said, "Oh, what's this thing?" And it was just it was not even using the new biomarkers and so on. So now it's been revamped in the new version of BioCoherence, and I think calling it mood makes much more sense in this regard.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you for pointing it out.
Well, the only other thing that, and it may not necessarily be needed, but when you click on that, like learning or whatever, the biomarker from that screen, and it pulls it up, it doesn't have causal chain. So have you eradicated the causal chain?
No. Okay, I must show you because again, it's a change from the last version. So I must show you again. When you click on a biomarker, you now have bottom tabs here. Okay, and the causal chain is now in screens.
There we go.
But it's not here for these new ones, probably because it's the new ones. I have to take anything else. So let's take a drive, for instance. And you go to screens. Yes, and now you go to causal chain and drives. Okay. So just to make this panel more simple, there was a button here that was causal chain.
Yes.
And now it's in the screen button, but you have these other screens, so you can see which AI helpers are related to this or are able to work on this particular structure. What frequencies you can embed on top of it, what tests you can do, and this is really interesting. Okay, so you can directly add some things to test, and it can be, for instance, I don't know, some chromosomes. Why not? So this is our stimuli, but it could be things from TCM receipts, for instance. It could be things to test from your own list, for instance, food or medications, drugs, or anything. And to add it to your current test, you just click here, and it will be added to your different tests. And then you can do your biofeedback test and get the thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay, so everything is integrated now into this bottom panel, be it for structures, stimuli, TCM recipes, lists, and so on.
Yeah, that is incredible, Médéric. I must say, I've been away for 2 weeks. I don't know how much of these changes are just
2 weeks is much too much. You must be here every week, you know.
Wow. But I must say, so I've got a business partner. My business partner has got one of these scanners. It's not BioCoherence, but he previously had a scanner. And he doesn't like BioCoherence. The reason why he never liked it is because it wasn't to the point enough. It was like, okay, my heart, but what's wrong with my heart? How do I heal my heart? So he's very like practical. I've got something wrong, but what is it? He thinks in a disease like mind state. So I'm trying to teach him prology. He's not interested. I'm trying to teach him like Christine's philosophy. He's just like, if I've got something wrong, I want to tell them what's wrong with them.
Somehow we are very straightforward. We say, okay, your heart is in priority, so you have to work on your heart. And to work on your heart, we give you a harmonic boost that you can play as much as you want. And we give you personal guides that you can play when you feel you want to focus on getting better. And that does the job.
Yeah, no, but it's the recipes. What you've done now by creating these recipes, you can see much more specifically.
Yeah.
Like basically literally I'm going to reintroduce the app and just say, look, it's been completely redone. And I'm just going to teach it from that search functionality, from the recipes. That is going to be the dashboard where he's going to start and literally finish. Because his mind works much more like recipes, because he's used to putting together herb concoctions and, you know, that kind of stuff. So that recipes for me just completely hits the mark.
Okay.
And the fact that everything is there as well. So also as well, to train someone that's new, they have to kind of learn the 40 different dashboards in order to understand where to navigate or where to pivot.
Yeah, and now you have them.
You've now got everything here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I use my word again, game changer.
Yeah,
from a usability perspective.
I think so, and that's why I started this meeting by saying I told you I didn't want to do some big release, but it's actually this search anything function is really the start of this big release, you know, and that's why I wanted to release it, because it makes so much more sense and it makes your life so easier that I didn't want to deprive you from it another 2 months.
Yeah, thank you. So my next question is that only for the pro version, or is that on the me all version?
It's for everybody. The only thing is that according to your different subscriptions, for instance, if you are not a pro, you will not get the stimuli section. If you are not into if you chose to not use the AI helpers because you were on privacy level 10, for instance, it will be hidden from the results. So all the results are shown according to your current context and your current subscription level and your options. But it's available to everybody.
But well, if you unlock the scan at a Me Play level, then you get to see it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, except that stimuli are only for experts and pros.
Well, no, I mean, I understand that.
But for the rest, yes. And for instance, if you initiate this, if you close the exploration and you initiate the search from here, you can even search for a client name. I probably have some client name tests.
Yeah.
Okay, contact. I can find some contacts here. And if I enter the name of a client, I will find the client into that. And I will also find some surveys, for instance. So it's really searching across everything. Manual pages, knowledge-based answers. So you can actually ask a question like, how do I export an MP3? Sorry. And you get some manual pages and so on. Or you just enter MP3, okay? And you get some excerpt from our weekly webinars. And you can just play the part that answers that.
So like, you know, like C and F sharp.
Directly from it, okay? We already have like 700 question and answers that you can just ask from here.
So when it goes on YouTube, I mean, I have premium service on YouTube, so I mean, I don't get any of the commercials. And people have suggested using an ad block, and you really, you know, for people that, because when you look for ad block, search for ad block on YouTube, I mean, a bazillion of them come up, right? And some of them don't work. But
okay, so you are raising the issue that when you look at the webinars on YouTube, you have advertisements. That's right. I don't think you have ads if you look at the webinars from our website.
Well, I don't get them, but I wouldn't get them anyway. And I do have an ad block that works, but I don't have to worry about that because I'm a premium. But
I mean, I think the solution to not have advertisements during the webinars is to look at them from our website. You go to biocoherence.net and you click on Learn, and you click on the webinar and you look from there. And I don't think there is advertisement in this case.
Okay, that's probably that's good. That's what I was asking. I mean, like I said, I don't have it, but Carl, and I don't see him here. He says, "Well, I get these little squirrels, and it doesn't, you know, it keeps interrupting every 5 minutes or whatever. And some of those shorts aren't even 5 minutes long, so it's like the squirrel takes over."
Yeah.
You know, the ad. Anyway, thank you for that. I'll let him know.
Everything he wants and tests them.
Steven, you speak like me with my beautiful French accent.
Yeah, sure. I was actually trying to test to see if there's adverts, and there's not.
Okay, so you have to play. If you want to see the webinars without adverts, you don't have to play them. You don't play them from youtube.com. You play them from our website.
Or just pay for a subscription.
I have a question.
To them, yes.
So somebody had just gone out to dinner and had a huge dinner and drinks and all this stuff, and then they come and they do a scan.
Yeah.
How accurate? We're going to see what's happening to them right at that moment. So we may see inflated digestion.
Probably, yes. Yes.
About what's happening in the digestion when we're seeing that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
the scan is dynamic. The scan is dynamic and takes into account how you are right at the moment of the scan. So yes, you will see more active markers related to the digestion in this case.
So if someone was having digestive issues, would it be maybe something to ask them to not have any food other than maybe water or something for an hour or so that we can get a more accurate reading of what's happening? Or do you think that wouldn't make a difference?
It's a good question. And
yeah, people ask that quite a bit to me too, as far as, hey, am I in a space to be measured right now?
It's not that the reading is more accurate if you only drink water. The reading is always accurate. It's
yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying when you're working with a client, it's like when I've done voice prints, we recommend, you know, an hour or even 2 hours. If you do medications, are we going to see that the medications are working? If you just take them, then you're going to be overloaded with that medication, you know, in your print. So would it be wise to just say that, can we see it before you do those things and then take those afterwards? We could see before and after versus just seeing the after.
I would say you will get results that are strongly influenced by the current state of your client. So, of course, if he just goes out from a big restaurant and you see indigestion problems, it makes sense, but it's probably not his baseline. So, if you want to measure his baseline, he has to come as normal as possible. Somehow, if you do some good work after eating 1 kilogram of sugar, of course you will have some biomarkers that will be totally out of the box. So I would say the same.
That's what I was trying to get across, to that awareness of when we're doing scans on somebody to recognize what might be happening right then and there. Say, you know, if they were having a seizure, And we'd like to see that because we would know exactly where that's coming from. And having it before that, we might not recognize that possibly coming maybe. But in this food and digestive stuff, because so many people have digestive problems, if we could see the baseline without all the overload of the food or drugs or whatever in there, we would get a truer, accurate reading to be able to show them what to work with versus them going after something of overload, like too much food in their gut or having alcohol or pot or something. in the
Yeah,
system.
you know, it's also what's interesting with reevaluations, in that if your client does regular reevaluations, you will see maybe at the beginning you will see a spike on the digestion because he came to you with this acute function active, but then in the reevaluation it will come back to normal. You know, so you can maybe with this reevaluation system you can get a more accurate baseline on the length of the exploration that could be on 1 month. You know, it's like doing regular samples on your clients and getting something average on the period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me just show you a new simple thing that comes directly from the TCM receipts that I've shown. So you know that when you are into the priorities, you can pick a priority. And with that, you can either build your own program or build a basic program or add something. So now you will see these new main categories, which are TCM recipes, energy, body, and mind. Okay. And say you want to browse the different TCM receipts that you have here. You click on fatigue, for instance, but you don't really know which one you want to take. So until now, when you click on plus, it will just directly add it to your priorities, and you have no information because you can click anywhere, it will just add it or remove it. So what I've added is that you have a new one-liner under each of the biomarkers that you can click on, and if you click on it, it will open the universal biomarker panel with a back button here to TCM receipts. So you can read it. You can say, okay, that's what I want. I'm happy with it. Or maybe, sorry, I think it's a little bit too big. Anyway, no problem. Or maybe you can just browse it and go back and so on. And when you want to go back, you click on TCM recipes, and it will open again your structure explorer where you were. Okay, so you can check the next one. Insect allergy fatigue. What is that? I'm not sure. Okay, I click on it. Here I have much more information, the test, the screens, and so on. And I can go back and again. Okay, so in this way, you can build your priority list into pick a priority by just getting some more information. Same for the organ parts, for instance. If you want to know more about the C1, I don't know, you click here and you get some information and you say, okay, this one I want to add because now I know more about it, okay? And you go back to vertebrae and it comes back to your structure explorer and you can continue your selection.
Okay, so you've taken out the little button that says like which one is the best priority. Can't remember what the button was.
No, it's still here.
Is it?
So if you go to pick a priority is manual picking, so it's your action, but computed priorities are still here. So if you want to see the best organs, for instance, you still have them here.
But hit on it. This, I think I'm talking about the causal chain.
Ah, okay. No, the causal chain still exists.
Right, but you used to have actually a button that would say this is
Causal chain best helpers.
Yes, thank you, Dan. You're actually the one who taught me that. So now that it's not there, I'm like, hey, wait. Do you know what we're talking about, Médéric? The
No.
best helper button?
No, I'm just surprised that it's not here. So maybe there was a bug.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh, good.
I have to check that because it should be there. Okay, let me check that for you. Okay. Shall we maybe stop here today? What do you think? Any other questions?
Yeah. No, thank you so much, Médéric. This is you know, it's always been powerful. It's just you have really helped. I don't know about anybody else, but everything that I asked for, I mean, you know, gosh, help me, it started by spreading out the best helpers, right? And you just took you didn't take all that away. You just made it easy. And now we're going to have to start, we're not even going to have to worry about getting the Médéric bed. It's already created. They just sit in their comfortable chair and it turns into the Médéric bed instead of a med bed.
Okay, I stop the recording now. Unless you have some testimonials or anything else to add.